a Flight Test Explorer.
Got two cameras on it?
Uh-huh.
Greetings, folks. It's Wednesday. I'm AC. This is Dank RC, and it says that we have no video. It says that YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, and as such, viewers will experience buffering. All 0 viewers. And it must be because the lights aren't on, right? Of course not, but let's just... Sorry. Okay, and the floor is dirty. How about that? Okay. Well, I don't know if things are working, and certainly nobody's watching, but it is Wednesday. It's 9 o'clock Central Standard Time here in Kansas, USA, planet Earth. Solar system, Sol, Milky Way galaxy, local group, something Sagittarius, spur of the great something galactic structure. Anyway, you don't need to know all that. We know where we are. What are we doing today? Well, I have a bunch of parts here. I talked about this earlier. I have finished printing. Oh, they're still on the 3D printer. I wonder if we have that camera. Oh, I don't know what camera that is. Anyway, I'm going to go get the rest of the parts. Hold on. Stand by. Quick. I'm running. I got to get this camera hooked up over here, though. Okay. What do we have? Many parts. Okay. So I talked about the fact that I have printed or was printing. This is the news portion. Welcome to the workshop news. What the news means, usually news of things that have happened here in the workshop, because that's all I know about, really. Although I have been watching videos and trying to pay attention to the world of FPV. So this entire plane has been printed in PLA, just plain PLA. It's printed on my ANET A8 Plus. I have a heavily sorted, mainly modified. That's another story. Okay, so but the weights are all under They are all at or under the weight specified by Oliver C. on the spreadsheet that he provided with his download. By the way, this is my first 3D printed plane. It's a free one. It's on Oliver C., who has now changed his channel name, I think, to Oliver FPV. He's a Frenchman. I think he lives near the French Alps. At least he has some videos in some skiing areas in Europe, I'm assuming. So I have to update the spreadsheet. I made a little extra columns and gave myself a place to say I printed it and what the date was and what the weight was. I need to weigh all these. I won't do that on here. I'm sure that'll be boring. It still says that YouTube's video sucks. Experience buffering. So my apologies. This stream probably is going to not be very, it's going to not be very well. Nobody's watching anyway, so I'm talking to an empty audience. But anyway, I thought I would relay my experience as a newbie 3D printing, and that it turned out better than I thought. I was really worried. I mean, there are some big problems that I'm not even going to worry about. They're huge, but not huge. But look at some of the gaps in the printing there. You know, like I said, my printer, or maybe I didn't say, but my printer is of low quality. When people say print slow, something slow, their speeds are faster than when I print something fast on my printer. Okay, so this is and what these first parts were printed at 50 millimeters per second, which is way too fast for my printer. And what I did was I downloaded so my experience with this is that I really liked the way, I'll start from the beginning. I really liked the way Oliver C. or Oliver FPV organized his download. It's on Cults 3D, which, by the way, oh no, it's not on Cults 3D. That's a different path. Okay, that's a different tangent that I won't talk about right now. It's on RC Groups, and then he's got a download link to some like Dropbox folder, I think, or something. So you have to find it on RC Groups. So basically, the way to find this plane would be to follow the link that I should have put in the doobly-doo, but maybe I will. Or alternatively, go to YouTube and search for Rifter 2, RIFTER 2. And Oliver C. or Oliver FPV. Now it's now Oliver FPV. He's changed his channel name. Then he'll have a link in that video about, he has 2 or 3 videos about this plane. He goes through some of his design. He designed it all on Fusion. He gives you the Fusion files, but I don't think he gives you the Fusion files that like he has, his source Fusion files. He gives you Fusion files with solids that you could then, I think, manipulate in Fusion and do your own thing, I think. I mean, it's not solids. It has all the pieces in it. It's the same structure, but it's not, I don't know how to explain it. It's not all the steps that it took to make the piece. Somehow he's like compiled it into a different type of file, even though it's in Fusion. Fusion files. I open them in Fusion. They work. You can open them. So for example, this piece would be an easy piece to manipulate. Like if I wanted to put my logo on it, for example, I could bring it into Fusion. It's not like I have to convert an STL to something I can edit in a parametric editing program. So, oh, somebody says it. Oh, and the excellent connection. It's back to excellent connection. So I hope we're done buffering and all that. Anyway, so my experience with this, printing this, first of all, I kind of got it done faster than I thought. Secondly, I thought it would, even though I print really slow, I have bad printers and I print really slow. Secondly, it wasn't, even though they turned out pretty bad from, like, anybody will say that this is a horrible print that is like a 3D printer person, right? Like if you gave this print to anybody, anybody with a 3D printer channel on YouTube, they would laugh at this, okay? But it's good enough to make a plane, and that's good, you know, me. Maybe you don't know me, but it's good enough for me. So they turned out pretty good, and all the parts, as I say, so he gives weights. And just for an example, let's take the wing pieces. So the wing, this would be 69 grams according to his weight. And if I weigh it, and if I had a little platform here, where's my little platform? It's gone. Hold on 1 second. There's a million of these things here, so give me a break. Over here. Little platforms. We don't need that one. Okay, let's zero it out again. 0. Okay. This weighs 64 grams as opposed to 69 grams as specified. Maybe that because all the missing filament along here. So I think if I reprinted this, now that I've tuned the profiles that he provided with his download, I've tuned them, not really, but I've made some adjustments to those profiles, and but I made them as I was going. So all this, look at all that ringing. Can you see all that? That is terrible, and it's not that way. At least it's equal on both wings. I printed both wings at that 50 millimeters per second. And let's just face it, my printer is not that well designed or with that quality components. It's an ANET printer. It would cost $180 shipped from China back in the before times. So anyway, back to this. So my experience is it prints easily enough, and the next part is the part that's now definitely the most difficult part that I have no experience doing at all, which is gluing this whole thing together. So he has a whole video, which is French. It's in French, but he has English subtitles, and plus you can see what he's doing. He's got some really cool parts. One of the things I really like, which is one of the things I'm going to use on future planes, even not this plane, is this clip design. So it's like a clip. See? It's got a springy, and it's just PLA. And it's a very clever little idea. Very clever. So it'll just glue into the bottom of the canopy, and then on the top it provides a little latch, and then it'll click under. Now I think this should probably be, maybe this part should be a little longer for my designs, because I'll have too big of a gap. like if I altered this to use on a foam board plane is what I'm thinking. So the other parts, all the solid parts printed. So there's 4 profiles. There's a solid profile for some heavy duty parts. There's a heavy profile for like a couple of the wing well. Is this? No. These were just medium. So this is basically where the servos sit inside of here. Oh, so this part goes inside. See, it all has to be post-process, so I need to do some sanding and stuff, because this piece goes inside of this well here. The other parts that I've tried to fit together pretty well. The battery tray goes right inside there very easily. Everything fits together mostly pretty good. There's some parts I've printed a couple times because I printed them the wrong orientation. Let me give you an example of what can go wrong if you don't do it the right way. Whoops, I finally bashed into this plane. As you can see, this one here is printed properly. This one was printed this way on the bed. And I don't know, it's just a mess. Okay, so not good. I just kept it as an example, or maybe I'll make so both pieces of the canopy. So I have one extra canopy if I glue both of these together. Anyway, so that's it for that. That's the news. I've printed all the different fronts. He gives you a bunch of different front pieces. And then I'm going to design my own piece that slides into here based on his. And that's another thing that's good about, there's a Fusion file. It's just a solid of a piece that goes in here. But I can then take that and alter it for the different cameras that I might put in there. Now, do I have any false? It's going to be crashed probably the first time it launches. It's still going to be a fun experience to build, to use some CA gluing instead of hot gluing. Although I will use some hot glue in some parts of this. So there's still some more work to be done. Even though I've printed all the parts officially, everything has been printed except for the TPU hinges. It calls for TPU hinges. That's a problem because that's a future project I have. In fact, I need to do that project like yesterday, which is put the Hemera, it's called Hemera, right? The E3D Hemera hot end onto my original ANET A8, and that's going to become the TPU printer. I want that direct drive, both printers are direct drive already. I want the dual gear extruder with the nice smooth path. Of course, the ANET hot end, the whole assembly there, the filament path is jacked. I mean, it's really janky. So that's why everybody else has better printers than that. Let's get this all put back in here. So anyway, I have this whole thing printed. I have the spar cut. Gosh, that's not in here. I think I cut a spar. I thought I cut a spar for this. Maybe not. I don't seem to have it. Okay, so we're going to go back to our project, which I seem to have lost. How could I have lost a whole plane? Oh, I know where it is. Bear with me. I lost my only viewer by viewer. I'm sorry, I'm that boring. But we are now. I don't think I have any more news. I don't have any more notes. We are now going to get the project, which I should have gotten, but I didn't prepare. So we will get it now. We have to go to the other side. We'll get all the pieces. I might have to make 2 trips. Well, we'll get this on the first trip. Did I lose my mic? Oh dear. No, it's still there. It's still there, folks. Thanks for... Well, I'm sorry that I was so boring that the viewer went away, but that's okay. Okay, so this is our crashed AR wing. I had somebody make a nice comment on my video about this plane from like a year and a half ago or whenever it was. That's like the most honest review of this plane. It wasn't technically a review. I was just talking about the plane, but basically I think it was because I mentioned about how they didn't provide enough wires on this connector, and that they always do that. They always do these weird things with the connectors, the plane manufacturers. They'll either have the connector so you can't get at it, or they'll have the connector so it doesn't have enough pins, or that it just sucks. I don't know. They just can't seem to get it together. But anyway, since the last live stream, I did design and print a new holder assembly to hold the flight controller. Previously, I had just stuck the flight controller right to the styrofoam, and that's what I did here in this down there is the C1 Chaser, and that plane there also has just the flight controller stuck down. So I'm probably going to do something similar to this for the C1 Chaser, or they'll have to resize it. So anyway, I need to put this up on, this might be up on Thingiverse, and I recently made an account on something called Cults 3D. It's a great site. It's really cool. People can sell their stuff. I actually bought another plane, a 3D printed plane designed for $1. And my bank thought it was a scam because it's $1, and the place was Cults. It had the word cults in it, so they were like, scam alert, scam alert. But yeah, I was really buying a Cults 3D thing. Okay, so I also cut the spar and inserted it into the wing, and believe me, that's one thing that last live stream, when I glued this whole thing together in a very quick and not so fancy fashion. I mean, look at the bottom of it. We're gonna have to look at that. You know, we're gonna do some work on that here with the tape and stuff. But anyway, so the plane is going to be a little heavier than it was before. It's got a lot of glue. It's got some extra PLA parts. I cut a new spar from my stock of my dwindling stock of 8mm carbon that I have. I need to order more, but I'm trying to be on a tight budget because, as I previously mentioned, I'm saving for vacation this summer. Okay, I also printed a new motor mount. Oh, it's right here. So I just took the motor mount design that I had. Oh no, it was somebody else's on Thingiverse, and I did a remix on Thingiverse. And something happened when I glued it, and now it's got like a thrust angle. It's off by, so that's probably not going to be good. So it may be that I have to, it is just hot glued. So it may be that I have to, there's the Sunny Sky logo, nice motor. Anyway, it may be that I have to re-glue that. It may have some really bad effects. We'll see. I don't know. I couldn't seem to get it in straight or something. I thought I was holding it straight, but that's where it naturally tended to go. And I'm hoping that it's because there really was a natural thrust angle in there. I can't remember what there was. I also noticed that after the stream that I glued this front part in a little crooked. Doesn't seem to matter. It's not really gonna matter in the. Oh, the reason I made this was because I needed to have a better way to bolt this motor on. And so I used my threaded inserts that I've now got. So like I said, that's a game changer, and I'm going to redo my motor mount design. So this was the original design from somebody else on Thingiverse. Sorry, I don't remember who it was, but I did do an actual official remix of it. So that person, if you found this, you'll find the remix if you go to the remix tab on the Thingiverse thing. So what do we have to do? We basically have to put it back together. So I've got the hot glue gun going. I don't think we need the wings till the very end. So I tested the wings fitment I think I've made a mistake. I should have probably, yeah, we're probably going to use E6000 for this one that's coming off. This one. So we'll probably do that, try to remember to do that at the very end, because that'll just have to be, I'll have to pin it and tape it. So I did take off all the tape that I had on there, the masking tape. And there's just a couple spots on the bottom that need to be smoothed out or taped. So I was thinking of putting a few pieces of packing tape. So we're going to smooth this out. Why don't we start with that? We're going to smooth this out here. I wish I had the video of the crash. I was going to look for it beforehand, and then I forgot. So I think really that's all we need to do. It's got a little bit of extra. Yeah, we'll get a little bit of that extra. Okay. We'll get some tape. I mean, like I said, this plane has been crashed to bits, and in the last live stream is when Andy, my friend Andy, who happened to be on the chat, said, just hot glue it. Be done with it. And I said, brilliant. So that's what we'll do. That's what I said. That's what we'll do. And we did it. And so now we're not going to be super fancy about how we fix it, because it was just a spur of the moment repair anyway. But what I'd like to do is put some additional tape along where some of the worst of the cracks are here, like this. I guess we could put it on this camera here. Let's go to number 11. There. So what I'm just trying to do is tape this up. I really need to get this camera moved. There was this awesome camera at work that they're getting rid of, and it's just going to get thrown away. But I can't get it because I can't justify its use at... Actually, I could justify its use. We have a spare one. I could use it as a spare for the one we have. We have one just like it. They're getting rid of it without a power supply, so... yeah. So I could test that out, except I don't have a power supply. I could easily make one, though. I'm sure it's just 12 volts or it's 14 volts or something. Okay, so, oops. Keep the hot glue gun away from the plane. So here's what I'm doing. I'm just putting some tape, additional tape, in addition to the... Look at that. Let's get rid of that. That's going to be nasty. I'm sure this tape isn't going to last. I should have probably sanded it everywhere that I'm putting tape. Because it has the mold release on it. But that's part of what makes this plane so damn slick in the air. It's just so smooth. Well, we're getting rid of all that smoothness right now, basically, when we glued it together. But it doesn't, I don't think it's terrible to do some taping on it. And, wow, I wonder if I've got the chat wrong. I'm gonna fix the chat. I don't know if anybody's chatted anything. Sorry, I got the chat window broken. So I just noticed that. Sorry. Because there's actual people here. Hi, people. There's one of you out there, at least. What does it say? Yep, there's one. Welcome. It's probably my girlfriend. My one viewer. loyal viewer. I'd be so embarrassed if I found out she was actually watching. Okay, there's a little bit of glue on this. I'm going to just scrape that off right there. Okay, so the tape, God, this camera has such a narrow field of view. All right, so basically I've kind of taped around most of this crack. So this was one piece, this was another piece, this was a third piece. So that piece we're going to put some tape right there too. Where did I just put the roll? Over here. I'll just put a little bit here, and I'm sure that I'll be pulling this off after the first, if I manage to land it without crashing it. I don't know if I didn't finish what I was saying about the nice comment that somebody left in my AR Wing random stream video from like many moons ago. But it was a very nice comment. And he asked, then he replied and he asked like how did it crash or what happened, and it didn't do anything. Nothing bad happened. It just stopped responding, and we were flying along, I was flying the pattern, what we call the pattern, and I was down low and I was flying in a straight line. It wasn't super bad weather or anything, and I was flying, and then it dipped away and dipped forward and crashed straight into the ground. And don't have black box log because the stupid flight controllers don't have black box. These little mini ones, God, I'm never going to do that again. I want black box on all my flight controllers. So anyway, fix the chat. I got to fix the chat. I have to go to the computer to fix the chat. Hold on. Sorry. God, what a messed up live streamer we got going on here. Oh, it's Andy. Welcome, Andy. Now I can read it. Chat's fixed. How many hours of printing so far? So, probably 30 hours, 24, somewhere between 24 and 30. I should have written it down. I think there's a log in my Octoprint, so I'll have to check that out. But yeah, it was the printing times were right about even though after I slowed it down, the printing times were longer than this printing time. This printing time says 50 hours and 23 minutes, so it must have been longer than that, because I've printed everything but the TPU. And Andy, maybe, do you still print TPU? I need TPU hinges. Anyway, okay. So what else did you say? Excellent hot glue skills. Thank you. Thank you. Angle is okay, but I think you want it down. On the Dolphin, some people point the motor down a bit. All right, well, that's good advice. I think that the motor angle is not good. Not good. Let's put it that way. And Mr. Roshan, nice. Thank you, Mr. Roshan. Excellent, Andy. Thank you. I'll send you the files, or I'll put it on our Dropbox, our Google Drive. Google Drive. Thank you. They're just very simple, super simple. They're just little you'll see. Anyway, the Rifter 2, that'll be a fun crash. I might have you print a few extra TPU hinges for when I crash and have to rebuild it. So what do you think? You think I should move the thrust angle. So let's endeavor on that first, because we're building this plane. We don't care. like Andy is the one who inspired me to. Crosswind Jones is the one who inspired me to just glue the thing together. So what I think we should do is put some. Am I really wanting to do this? Try to take it apart? No, let's not. Let's see how it flies first. Okay, so let's get back to building it. So we're going to start, I guess, with the electronics inside the motor, inside the back well. We'll start with the back well. So we'll go over here. And we will put it together. We'll have to check the I can't remember. Is this a lefty loosey? Let's see here. Yeah, lefty loosey, righty tighty. So it's going to go backwards from that. So basically I got to spin it so that the nut comes off, right? Unless I use a reverse prop. I probably used a reverse prop. And we don't have a prop. That's another issue. Okay, so what are we doing? This gets connected to that. So red to red. That's going to be a tight fit. I gotta stick my here. What we're going to do is grab it with the pliers gently. There we go. Grab this one with the pliers. It's just hard for me to get my fingers in there. There's just not enough room. What I did was with this 3D printed mount. Oh, I didn't capture these wires. I only captured the ones going to the battery. Okay. And this gets connected to this. Black to black. Probably should tape that up. Put a piece of tape on there. Signal to signal, black to black. I did plug this into the computer. It does work. Maybe I did that on the last live stream. I'm not sure. Where do you get the alcohol for that pip? With that pipette. Stop dumping capfuls. Oh, do you want some of these? I give you some of these. You give me TPU prints. I get you some of these. You're always printing stuff for me, I know. Yeah, I'll get you some of these. These are great. You get alcohol right in there. So you just whoop, suck it up with that. Yeah, these are good. I'll get you some. Okay. So we're what prop did I have on here? I did have a reverse. I had a pusher prop. I had an 8x6 pusher. So we need a pusher prop, and we need to. So we'll set the motor so that the nut tightens onto the thing when we test it. Okay, so I think we need to put in the. Okay, so what are we gonna? Some things we're going to use E6000, and some things we're going to use hot glue. So let's figure out which ones are which. I think the E6000 ones we should do at the end. So I got a new tube of E6000 because my other tube is getting a little sketchy. This design here, I was talking to the camera, which is not on. This design here with this isn't quite implemented the way I had planned. The glue, there's a little pedestal there with a screw hole, but this print, so this one is the first print, and actually everything was perfect except this angle was a little off. So I wanted it more at a 45-degree angle, and I didn't pay attention after I did the sketch, and I didn't place these right. So then I redid it, but somehow the hole didn't move. The hole didn't move, so I moved these, and then the hole kind of went down the side of this, and that's how it is on here. And so when I screwed it together, when I glued it, I didn't pay attention, which had nothing to do with the defect. I just didn't get it on the pillar right. And even if I did, there's no screw hole. There's no screw hole on this one. So I have the design I finished has the screw hole fixed and everything, but and I think I put it up on the Thingiverse deal, but okay. So we have all the bits. We have that bit. That's the power system. Then we have to get the GPS back into this. So the way I was thinking of doing that was, let's get the wire through. It didn't even come apart, really. So as long as I can get this through here, which I think I can, yeah. All we have to do is glue it back down. So we're going to glue it back down, and then we'll put this, yeah, let's just hold that. Yeah, we got to glue it like that. Okay, so we'll do that first. And I don't know if, Andy, the jury was out last time on your glue, on this white stick. If you're still here, the white stick glue. I think I like it. I think it's growing on me. There's some things I think I'm going to switch to the other glue for, but I'm still going to look around for the other glue. But I think I like this white glue. And we're going to stick with it for the rest of this build. I have to get another stick. And I know you gave me a handful of that. I'm going to try to find, I mean, if I ever find a big box of the other glue, I'll give you a handful of that. Okay, we're going to, I guess I should wait on this. And I also need to test this. This is a very high temperature glue, I can tell you that. And I think it'll even work better in the 300 watt glue gun. Okay, so we'll move this over here. Oh, move this over here. Watch out, laptop. It's over here. And we'll switch this. So what I want to try to do is this is kind of fitted to this. So I want to get this glued down and then not have any glue sticking out the side and put that cap on so it's sitting in the right place. So we'll stick that down like that, and then I want to make sure that fits, and it does. So I guess I'll just leave that there. Now I'll pull it back up gently. Okay. Yep. Just gluing it down. Okay, so that's that. That was easy enough. It's already cooled off. So that's GPS done. Let's get it back into the AdTech stuff. So I'm gonna keep looking for that AdTech glue. Oh, this isn't sticking in the way it used to. Here. I may have to put tape over that too. Not going to matter, is it? It's only going in once. Okay, I need my GPS, oh, I lost it again. I had it sitting out. And I told myself, keep it sitting out until the live stream. So I just have a piece of paper with the silly pin out on it. And I lost it. I lost it, man. Tell you. I gotta tell you, man. My life, oh, I'm in the wrong camera. My life is in such disarray. I've got so much stuff. That desk over there has got piles of stuff. My work desk has got piles of stuff. That desk is my work desk. That desk I'm trying to clean up over there because that's where my flight simulator station is going. Which means I have to build a new rig to hold the camera and the lights so I don't have to have a tripod there. They're going to be like connected to my flight simulator station. Anyway, and I put stuff down and I say, just, oh, what's this over here? Nope. That's part of that. I'm sure it's just right underneath one thing. But yet, okay, let's look in this box. What's in this box? FT Explorer 2. No, that's even a different flight controller. Okay, but this lid should be going over here. It's probably when I moved the airplane, I moved that thing. Anyway, we'll look it up. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so next is the receiver. That is going to be more interesting. So what we need to do, I probably should have never taken this out. I could have left it in the plane while I repaired it. But we're going to, I did a very good job. I'm going to come up to this camera. The UFL connector, if I can get it to show, I don't know if I can or not. I put heat shrink around the whole thing and and bending the antenna around so it kind of curves around to the UFL. And that really, I mean, the crash did not affect the receiver at all. So that turned out pretty good. Some things I actually do turn out okay. All right, so how this works is we're going to just shove this whole bit in here. This part's just going to come off. Put it in its container here. And we're going to get this through. And this through. It's a bit fidgety getting it through there. I need to go this way. Come on. You can do it. There we go. And I think that I just had it sticking down like this. And that going through into there like that. So actually that's not that difficult. So we're just going to, I think we need to clear it out a little bit. Oh, I didn't show. Had the wrong camera view. We're going to stick it down in here. Gosh, I should pay attention. Sorry for being the worst YouTuber ever. Yeah, because this was back in this corner up here. You can see the glue where I had it. So I just had it glued down like that, and it really did survive the crash. Because these receivers with this UFL connector and this type of T antenna, that's a hazardous thing to, I mean, that's usually, if you're going to break something electronic-wise, that's not the camera, that's often what breaks. Okay, do I really want to, I think I got it cleaned out enough. I think I just got to push it in better. Let's do another test fit here. I think I had it pushed in just a little bit more like that. So we don't really need to do all that much. We're just going to have a little glop of glue. And then get this in there. Oh, get it past all that glue, yes. And push it down. And then get that back. Yep, that's where I want it. That's the angle. And then this will go just right there. So we're just going to put another glop of glue on top of that glop of glue. Like that. And then just smash it down. Try not to burn my finger. It's awful close. I can feel the heat. I really do like these little side hatches. You can see this, maybe you can't see, but there's a crack in the wood here. It's completely cracked through. I can see it all the way through. This did really suffer a major, so this cracked right through there, and then across through here. That was the part that didn't completely break off, but almost did. So we did glue that though. I remember squirting some glue in there. Okay, so now we got to get this through there. Oh, that was easy. Okay, so that's the receiver. We'll wait to get the wiring diagram to the end. Receiver, GPS. Now we got to deal with VTX and camera and stuff. Okay, so that's going to be a little bit more work. First thing we're going to do is just check out what we have here. Oh, here's the lights too. We've got lights. Got lights. Got more lights. Got the rear facing camera. The front facing camera. Okay, that's it for the electron. Oh, no. And there's this. This must be the rear facing camera wiring harness. So let me find my glasses and we'll connect this together. So yes, the F411WSE flight controller has a camera switcher. So we're using that, and we have two cameras, and we program that camera switcher in Betaflight. Okay, I'm going to try to get some of this glue off. I'm a little reluctant to use alcohol. I hope I didn't break this camera. Check that for components. This camera, look at the bottom of that. There are some tiny little components on there that you do not want to break off. I hope that little black thing isn't like a little tiny component. Okay, this is a Caddx Ant, and it's a 16:9 version because that's what I like. Of my friends that I fly with, Andy and Kevin, that fly FPV, I'm the only one who flies 16:9. Those guys are in the world of 4x3, which everyone else seems to be too. Okay, so the VTX goes in this compartment here. And from what I remember, it has sticky stuff on the bottom, which we're going to have to remove. But I'm going to keep it there to remind me of where I had it. And I think I have it on the wrong side. I think I'm sticking the heat shrink side down, and which is not the side I want to be stuck down. I want the heat shrink side, I mean the heat, oh my gosh. Never mind, we got to fix something in here. There's a big, where I glued this together, it's all inside this, it's all inside here. Yeah, I think that's enough. We can get it through now. So we have two different wire harnesses, or two different connectors. One is for this blue one that's by itself is for the smart port. Smart audio, they call it. Not smart port. Okay, let's get that through there. Come on. Let's get a pair of pliers and grab that sucker. There we go. Should be able to get the whole mess in through there now. It's got a big glob of glue in there is my problem. There we go. Okay. So here, I think that's the part that's missing there. So I'm just going to keep that styrofoam glued there. And we're going to see if I can put it in this way instead. And which side is this side is the side that gets the hottest. This is the metal cap. So we should glue the other side down. And since it gets hot, I don't want to use hot glue. So what we'll do is we will get another piece of sticky tape. Maybe we will. Oh, is my little roll of sticky tape gone? I'm going to have to break into the... Oh, here it is. So we'll just use a little of this VHB. And I think that we should put this side down. So let's just see if we can stick that side down and get this stuck in. So what I'm probably going to have to end up doing is making some kind of 3D printed mount for this antenna, because it's going to break again. I mean, it's going to come loose again. Okay, so I do like these VTXs though. For planes that have enough space, the Tank Rush FPV Tank Ultimate Plus Super Extended XL it's pretty nice. I like it. It seems very robust. And if I remember correctly, the picture was pretty good. Pretty clear. Way better than the cheapy Eachine. Oh, that's news. Going on a tangent. I made my first Banggood purchase in a long time. Miss you long time, Banggood. I bought an ESC because we're starting to run low. I'm going to hold the antenna down where I want it. Then I'm going to, oops, I'm not even showing the right camera again. Then I'm going to push this down. So it's where I kind of want it to sit. Okay, so we're just going to stick it down there. That way we can get access to the buttons. The metal cage is on top. So that's where the heat is going to come off of, I'm assuming. Now the next thing we have to do is glue this antenna. And so we have to glue it so that we don't get a bunch of glop in the way of the latch, the supposed latch. These things maybe have to be reworked after a few more crashes because they're a little bit delicate. So what we're going to do here is I'm just going to tape it down so it stays out of my way. And I'm going to have some foam board ready. So Andy, if you're still here, oh, you made some more chat. You probably are still here. I'll read your chat in a second. Are we gonna fly this weekend, or is it another windy weekend? Okay, here we go. We're gonna stick some glue right here, and then we're just gonna stick this on. And I also want to push this into where it's glued. Oh, and watch for the glue on this side. Oh crap. Oh crap. I didn't think about that. This is such a thin little spot here. So after we're done, we're going to reinforce it with some more glue, but I'm just wanting to hold it and leave this path for the hatch doors on both sides to clear. So what did you say? Yeah, sweet. Yes, I will get you those. Yeah, we've already discussed all that. So, I'm just going to still hold it. It's still a little... This high temperature glue does give you a little bit more time. And even if I had the glue gun hotter, oh, that's going to interfere. I'll bet you I have an issue with that right there with the hatch. Let's get rid of all of our tape jobs. No, not yet. We're going to put some glue right into there. And then I'm just going to smooth it out. It really doesn't need much smoothing out. It's kind of settling in there, which is good. You can see it's kind of going to be a little wonky, but it will be fine. This isn't like rocket science here. So this is the part I was talking about. It's a little inside of where I wanted it to be. There, just kind of like the way this is off from where I wanted it to be. But that's okay. We're getting it close enough. It's going to fly beautifully. And it will still be way more efficient than my flight test Arrows planes, for example. Even after all this crash and gluing and extra weight put on it and misalignment here and there, it's still going to be better than... Okay. Next up is this camera, the front camera. And that went via this channel here. And that is going to be not easy to do. So the first thing we need to do is get this kind of taped together, I think. I'm going to put a little bit of tape around this. I may go for another method of getting this through if I have a lot of trouble, but let's try this first. Just a little bit of tape, and then this is not going to go on camera so well. Let's see if I can push that through. Oh my God, it's going through. Oh my gosh, I got it. First try. First try. Just get a little bit more through there. Oh my gosh, I got it. Okay, so the camera is totally jacked. The focus came loose. So it's gonna have to be refocused. There's a bunch of dirt in there. What a mess. I hope none got on the sensor area. Okay. Beautiful. We got this in though. And it's going to be really hard to focus if I get it glued in. So it's almost like I got to focus it first. See what I'm doing? I'm dealing with this spot here. And if I stick it in there, it's going to be hard for me to turn this and turn that and getting it tight. So we're going to get it out. See, what happened was it's all loose. It's all loose because the lock ring came unlocked in the crash, which means that we have to refocus it, and it's probably come unscrewed a lot. So I'm going to screw it in some, because I have no idea where it was, of course. So we're going to have to turn it on. I think what we'll do is try to focus it on the back wall. So that means that we cannot glue this in, but we will continue wiring up everything until we get that through. So let's get this in here. I can't believe I did it this way. There must have been a reason. This has got to get through there too. Maybe I used some kind of extension wire, but where is that? You'd think I would have that wire somewhere. Because this isn't going to reach. Isn't going to reach. Oh, yes, it will. Never mind. It'll reach. Okay, so we have the front-facing camera. We'll stick it in its little spot. Sorry, off camera again. Holy smokes, man. Okay. Good. Maybe Sunday afternoon if the weather holds. Okay. Sounds good. I hope. So you're done. Well, you're a very busy man. How? Yes. We'll talk. That's private stuff. We'll talk about that later. But I hope everybody in your life is fine and doing good, because I know there's healing to be done. Physical healing. Man. I can't imagine. Okay. Where are we? Rear facing camera. That went back here. So that, all I did was this crude wiring of doing the, here, we'll get this untaped. You don't need to tape those anymore. We had crude wiring where I went into this cavity from here. I did the same thing on these wires. I didn't use a connector. I wonder if I was out of connectors. Okay, so today, this camera we're just going to glue into this slot right here and face up a little bit. So let's do that. Let's do that. Okay. I think I cleared out all the dirt and everything, so we're just going to put it. Am I in shot? A little line of glue in there. And then we're just going to stick this on and angle it up a little bit. And I'm just going to hold it there. Very patiently, like the very patient person that I am. And oh my God, we had actual 4 concurrent viewers. Welcome, 4 concurrent viewers. We're fixing an AR wing that was crashed badly, and that my friend Andy told me, just glue it together. Don't go through all this rigmarole. So that's what we did. We just smacked it together on the last live stream. The bits that were busted, as you can see all over the place. There's a giant chunk missing out of that spot right there, but I think we're going to end up covering that with tape when we're done with all this. Just a little piece of tape. In fact, let's do that right now. And take this piece of tape. Might take a couple pieces. Oh, I screwed that piece of tape up. Take a piece of tape. This piece has a piece of dirt on it, so that piece of tape is screwed up. Third time will be a charm. All it has is my dirty fingerprints on it. So we're going to take this tape and we'll just cover that little spot so that the air doesn't get stuck in there. And then we'll maybe take this tape and cover that spot nicely. And we'll put one more piece of tape along here, like this. Kind of smooth that out. Okay. And the wire, last time I just put a little bit of glue in there like that, and then I took the wire and I just smushed it up like that. And we'll just hold it there. I hope I don't have to do more closer to the vent here. You can see how badly I glued it right there too. There's a few places where it could have been better, but it was hard to hold the whole thing. This part right near my finger and around this antenna here. It was hard to hold that together in the right angle. I remember I was burning my fingers all over the place. It was a mess. Yeah, it is the dank edition. Dank Crash edition. But it'll be awesome. And if it crashes again, well, we have another plane, another one in the box. It's a little bit more scary for me. I should have left a little bit of relief there when I glued it. I might have to redo that, but we'll see. That's kind of tight. I usually have a little bit of relief. I think what we'll do is we'll put a little bit of, just a little tiny bit of glue right on top of there. Okay. Then this also gets fed through this hole. And let's hope there's enough room. This is the hole that has all the glue in it, too. The most wires and the least amount of space. Okay, it's not going out so well. Let's try that again. We'll stick this in and we'll pull this at the same time. I'm screwing up the hatch. See, the problem is that there's a bunch of glue inside this hole from when I glued this together. I guess I'll have to tape this too. Okay, let's tape this. Let's put a little bit of tape on here. Come on. Okay. Now let's see. Come on. Yeah, it's going to come through. There we go. Now we got it. Okay. Sorry. Camera angle off again. So now we can get rid of all these tapes. It's going to be easier said than done. Takes me forever to do anything. On the next live stream, I hope to show you, at least just for show and tell, all the three planes done, except for Andy's and Kevin's planes will not have one wing on them because the wing, I'm not building the wing for that, the right, is it the right wing? I think it's the right wing, until I have them like come over here or something so we can bind their radios to the receiver before I bury it in the wing, because I don't know, even Crossfire, you have a button on there sometimes you have to push. Okay, we have the rear camera, we have the front camera, we have the VTX, we have the GPS, we have the flight controller, of course. The only other things are the servo wires, which are really over here because there's the connector built into the plane. So we've basically gotten to the point. Oh, the lights. The lights. Okay, so the lights are going to be interesting to figure out, because I have this big mess here. And what we had was, what did we have? I should have paid more attention to how the lights were. What I think we had here was, these two lights were in the back. So something plugged into the flight controller. Oh dear. How are we going to figure this out? Let's just start with this plugging into the flight controller. LED, which is the LED, this one. So this one is going to go here. And then we had one inside the thing. Then we had, no. Because we had them in front, I thought. I thought there was a light in front up here somehow. Maybe these are the ones in the back. Nope. Maybe these are the ones in the back. No. How in the hell did I do this? Gonna have to go back and look at the old build video. We got to fix this wire though. Just like Andy says, these wires don't stay twisted. They don't stay twisted because they're so loosey-goosey. They're such nice silicone that they don't stay twisted. And the copper inside is so thin that that doesn't stay twisted. So how, I had two lights right next to each other. And one was plastered down. And then it goes to a connector. This connects to this. Okay, obviously. Oh, we're going to have to fix this one. Look at that. It's ripped apart. There's some damage from the crash that I didn't notice before. Oh dear. Maybe we won't put in the lights and we'll just get the rest of it done and tested, and then we'll do the lights. Because this has got to come out, and I got to look at that one little strand of wire holding it to the connector. So that's got to be redone. So maybe if I wait till the lights put the lights on hold until later. I can review the old build video and see how I did it. Okay, let's get the wiring diagram. And let's get the wiring diagram. We shall now get the wiring diagram. Robert's in the house. How you doing, Robert? Kevin's in the house. Yes, Kevin, this is the plane that broke into snow. Kevin, this is the plane that broke into snow. Yes, look at it. It's not snow anymore, although it has about 5 million glue strings hanging from it. It will fly again. You will see it fly the next time we fly, which may be Sunday. The wind is supposed to be better on Saturday, and no rain. Yes, Crossfire has the button. Oh, you made a hovercraft. I was just looking at Robert, I just watched a hovercraft video. I watched two hovercraft videos. One was RC Test Flight, Dan Riley, who I've watched since he was a kid. And the other one was Tom Stanton, who 3D prints and has all these brilliant ideas and has great videos. Two hovercrafts. Love those things. That looks like that's a fun project. Your new handle, it'll fly again. It will fly again. It will fly again. Okay, so what do we need to do? We don't need to do any of this super gluing. We'll do that later. What we need to do is some connecting of wires. So we need to pull up the, here, we'll just do it over here. 411 WSE. Let's get this going. Let me get a window. Let me look for Maytech and see if I have 288 tabs open. No. So we're going to need a new tab. We'll just do this tab. MAT. Okay, let's do this. Let's be official stream-like and put this on the stream. Where is the tab? Here is the tab. And we'll do Maytech. Okay, so we're going to put the desktop center there. Here we go. Your connection is not private. Switch. Okay. Here, we're going to search for Maytech F411WSE. Wiring diagram. And let's hope this is it right here. Oh, it's in Russian. This is what we want. Actually, it's the next page. But still, this gives me enough information. So, can I print this? Oh, poop. Can I print this? Save image as. I needed to have it printed, folks. I'm just that way. I am just that way. There we go. So let's show in folder and right click and open with paint. And there's paint, and then we'll print. That way I can have it next to me and we'll print it on our color printer. Boom. No, let's do we'll just print, and now we'll go to print preview and see what it was going to look like. I want it the other way, but that's okay. All right, now let's minimize this. Let me just make sure that that's the picture I really want, because I really wanted the other picture from the Maytech website. Oh well, that's good enough. That'll get me to what I want. Okay, so here we go. We can now use this as a reference to connect things. So we need to go to this. Oh, no, we need to go to this. So this is our receiver. We'll do that first. And let's make sure all the wires, now that we saw that one that was so janky. Okay, so the receiver goes to ground is one from the corner opposite of the USB. So this is ground. It goes right here. So that first pin is ground. The second pin, let me double check. We're referencing this thing here. So we want it to go into the ground 4V5, which means it's powered by the USB port. Then S bus, then TX2, and that's the F port or F whatever. Okay, telemetry. Okay, so the next thing, let's get the servos because they're in the back. So the left servo is number 4, S4. S4 is right, it's actually this way. S4, ground is in the middle, so this is S4. Right there. And then S3 is the other one. So this is the right servo. And the ground is towards the middle. And this one is going to be very difficult to get in there. Let's put that one in first. Okay, that one goes first, then S4. I should be checking all these wires. Okay, that looks good. I thought of making a plastic cover for this, like with my little Dank RC logo, like this logo, on top of here, like an engine cover, like you see in the Cadillacs and stuff, where the whole engine is underneath a... I guess all the cars do that nowadays, but Cadillac was the first car that I ever saw that did that, when my dad had a Cadillac Bonneville. No, he had a... Maybe it was the Pontiac Bonneville that did that. I don't know. So long ago. Anyway, back in the day. All right, so this is the stuff from the VTX. So the VTX goes, you can almost see it. It is the VTX is the one closest to me. So it's this one. And then the blue one goes right next to that in the ST1 port. Okay. It's not even going down in there. Come on. Okay. That's the VTX. These guys are going to be extra, by the way. These are these things from the wing connectors. We won't be using those. Okay, now is this mess with the cameras. So the camera 1 is next to the VTX, I think. Camera 1 and then camera 2. So camera 1 is this one. This one is camera 1. So we're going to put the camera... God, we got to get these twisted up. Look at that. It's all untwisted. I don't know. Why don't I have a connector on these? Did I run out of connectors? I must have run out of connectors when I built this. Why would I have done it this way? Ground. And red. See, I gotta keep twisting to the end. Get the red one in there. Oh, the ground came out. Great. Okay, and then the video signal. This stuff is fiddly. If you don't like fiddly stuff, this hobby's not for you. So we're going to have to push this down with a pair of pliers because I can't get a grip on it. There we go. Push this down with a pair of pliers. So we got the twisty all the way to the end, and we got it plugged in. Success. And it goes yellow, red. This is like building an RJ45 connector. Actually, this is harder than building an RJ45 connector. So the camera 2, ground, then keep twisting around, power. Oh my gosh, it's so hard for me to see inside there. Nope. Can't get it. I got it. Then the yellow one, signal. And I will look at the chat and see if you guys are saying anything, telling me not to do something. Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't get this one in. Shit. Why did I do this? I can't get it. I can't see. I can't hold it. Oh my God. I can't get it in. I can't get that connected. I can't frickin' see what I'm doing. Come on. It is so hard to see. I don't even know if the camera's on or what. Sorry. Something's wrong here. Something is not right. I'm gonna have to make a freaking connector because this is just not the right way to do that. Oh, there we go. Okay. We got it. All right. There it is. All the electronics are connected except, GPS. GPS goes. The GPS is going to go to UART 1, which is all the way over here by the VTX. I mean by the USB. So the ground is the pin closest to the USB port. So it goes like that. Nope, that's the wrong one. It's this one. Ground. Let's make sure it's nice and twisty. We like twisty. It looks neater when it's twisty too. Now this one has got such cheap plastic that it won't twist up because it's so cheap that it's just so stiff that it untwists. It wants to stay straight. Okay, so there's the GPS. Everything is connected. These two guys, what we're going to do is we're going to stash those into there. Like that. And we'll stash this one into there. Get it pushed in there. Jeez. We'll have to pull it through. It's getting stuck on something. There we go. We don't want all this extra junk in the flight controller compartment if we can help it. So we'll just pull it all into there. And then we'll close that up. There it is. That is the snow, the ball of snow that Kevin saw one day. Well, without the wings, but the wings didn't break, so it's all put back together. We do have to, I have the camera stuff for the front HD camera and all that, but we won't deal with all that. Let's deal with the electronics. How much time do we have? What's the chat say? How did I get this window up? Oh dear. Hold on, I can't see the chat. Can't see the chat at all. There we go. Okay, what are we talking about, Robert, with all caps? I always wanted to send away for hovercraft plans. Oh, yes, I did too. Boy's Life. I wanted to build so many things from that magazine. There was, what was that hovercraft made out of that I looked at back when I was like 8 years old? Oh my God, I can't remember. But yes, me too. You should be running those through a servo tester and multimeter before you hook anything up to the flight controller. Test everything before you hook up. Okay, I tested the servos. I don't know what you mean. How am I going to test anything else? I'm just going to risk it, Robert. I'm going to risk it because the plane was crashed. As far as I'm concerned, it survived beautifully. I mean, I agree in theory that something could be shorted. It's like that connector that's screwed up. Where was that connector? Which one was that? That was one of the lights. So the lights had a bad connector, and I will not be plugging that in until I fix it. The servos I checked. The flight controller I checked. I plugged it into the computer. And so the only thing really to do is to plug in the battery. We'll use the short stopper first. But I agree that it seems like I should test everything. It has been crashed, but I don't really know how to test these other electronic components besides by putting them into the... I mean, I could power them with a 5-volt power supply and then... But yeah, I'm not... Sorry, Robert. I'm just going to press on. I agree. I agree. If we were doing things to a certain safety standard, like a civil aviation, we would definitely not be doing this. Okay, first we will check continuity. And we're good. And we're going to check some ground points. Let's see. Some ground points here would be like that pin right there. No. Where is that? That's right past the air. Oh, the airspeed. This pin over here. Yep. Ground. Yep. Ground, yep. Ground on the metal cap of the VTX. Grounded. Ground to the receiver. And check that. Let's check that. Ground to the receiver. Oh, we're good. I'm going to call it good. Get the smoke stopper. We're going to plug in a battery. We're going to fire it up. We're running out of time. I thought I was going to get this project done and have to start another one. So, smoke stopper. I wish I had my light bulb smoke stopper. I like that one better than this one. And I have it, but it's just the light bulb. I busted the light bulb. That's the danger of a light bulb smoke stopper. Okay, let's get the goggles. No, we don't need goggles. What we need is the transmitter. We need to power up the VTX. And we will give you the initial screen because we'll turn on the VTX screen. So VTX is number 8. Let's see if we get snow. Yeah, we got some snow. So we will get the radio ready. Get the radio ready. Oh, the now on top of everything else with this now 9-year-old radio, the CMOS battery is gone.
Throttle warning. Switch warning.
And I updated the firmware,
Thank you.
and now it gives me a warning about the SD card version because I still have the SD card tree from the other one, and I didn't change that text file that you can change. I didn't do the other things. Okay, we have the radio, we have the VTX. Let's switch to VTX. And let's plug in a battery, and let's see if you guys get a picture. Oh, let's plug in the wings too. Sorry. Let's plug in the wings. Look at that. Just like new. Except we don't have another wing. Excuse me while I go to the other side, while we break on through to the other side, and I should have figured out the camera in here, which is on. Oh, the camera's on. Oh, I did break one of these wings. I broke the wing tip off of this one. Okay, let's put the thing on without ruining this hatch door here. Okay, there we go. There's the plane. Let's get it away from the hot glue gun. Okay, smoke stopper installed. Switch to VTX. Listen to that radio. It is making so much noise, and that is after I put all those frickin' magnets in there. Okay, here we go, folks. 1, 2, 3. Oh, listen to that sound. Oh, look at that, folks. Look at that. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. Okay, there's my belly. Now what we're going to do is it focused? Is it focused? It's not focused. 2.81 volts. Oh dear, this battery's in trouble. Okay, let's try the servos. Uh-oh, only one servo works. Maybe we maybe we don't have enough power through the smoke stopper. Okay, we're going to get rid of the smoke stopper and change the battery to this one.
Telemetry lost.
And this is the battery we're using for flight anyway, I think.
Telemetry recovered.
Oh my gosh, okay. Servo. Oh no, dead servo. I swear I tested this servo. This servo was working. So let's just check out our connection. It's not the other one, is it? Here, let's unplug the battery first. Shouldn't be poking around in a live plane.
Telemetry lost.
Ground. We'll just try this. What did I do? I hooked the servo up. God, did I check the servos? Maybe it was the other plane that I was working on.
Recovered.
Oh, there's the servo. Okay, something's wrong with it though. Why is it all wonky? It's definitely there, but something's wrong with it. Okay, let's see. What else? We need to plug it into the professor, I guess. And we need to focus the camera. Let's focus the camera. That is going to be hard. I need to somehow make this full screen. It's way out of focus out there, isn't it? So let's turn it this way. Oh my gosh, this camera has no extra space, and it's very hot. Okay, is that worse or better? Let's see. Oh my gosh, why all the interference? Because it's getting too hot. That's like way worse. Right? Is it better? That seems a little better. I think we'll focus it there for now. Okay. Yeah, something is up. Hey, Chris, what's happening? Oh my God, you guys. I hope it warms up there. All that snow went south of you, though, this time, right? Okay, minus 35. Minus 35. Okay, we have to plug it into the professor now and check the motor direction. We have 7 minutes left. Let's get this puppy powered up. Let's switch cameras so you don't have to look at static. Let's log in. So yeah, pretty nice for a plane that was foam snow, huh? Not too bad. I am very impressed with the healing powers of styrofoam, and my and the swiftness in which I did it. Swiftness, that's a joke, but I got it glued together in an hour and 25 minutes, I think. The fuselage. That's pretty swift for me. Okay, let's check. Now that I have all this, let's get the professor going.
14 minutes.
So we need a USB cable. And we need iNav. Oh my gosh, which iNav do we got in here? 4 point something, I'm going to guess. That's another thing we should probably have done, is update the iNav. Okay. God, I hate these USB ports on the WSC. They're so fragile. Okay, we're going to switch to this laptop in a second here after I get it plugged in to our computer, our live stream. We need an HDMI cable for that. And we need some power, just in case.
13.
And we need to... We'll open iNav 4.1 configurator. And we'll switch to the laptop, which I think is number 2. There we go. Okay. We're connected, but iNav isn't starting. There we go. And it's not detecting the COM port. There it is. Oh, it went to CLI, so let's go to version. iNav 3.02. 3.02. That's why I have that configurator, huh? Uh-oh, I never disconnected from the other one. Let's hope it doesn't matter.
12.
Oh, crap. It probably matters. I never disconnected, so I probably, it's not going to work. Okay. Let's disconnect, and let's plug it back in. And let's start this over, and let's see if that helps. Oh my God, now we're not even going to get the COM port. Oh, I screwed up, folks. Oh, there we go. Let's try it now. There we go. Okay. We have a configurator. I can move the plane around. Now what we're going to do is plug in the motor. Oh, let's put you away, camera. Don't get all discombobulated. Man, that camera gets hot. Okay. Plug in the battery, and then we're going to check the motor direction.
11 minutes.
Check the motor direction with the battery. Here's the battery. Let's check the... Oh, yeah. Okay. Motors. Let's go to the Motors tab. Outputs. I can't remember what it is called now. There's no Motors tab anymore. Not outputs. Oh, this is iNav 3. So maybe there is a Motors tab. No. No. Mixer? Mixer tab. No. That's not it.
10 minutes.
That's not it. Why can't I figure this out? What's wrong with me? Here it is. Here it is, right in front of my face. Okay, I understand the risk. Propellers are removed. The ESC was already calibrated. So now we should be able to... Come on, get your mouse in the right place. Okay, so it's going the wrong way. Try that again. Yeah, it's going the wrong way. So, we need to unplug it. Open the backup. Let's go to number 11 here. We need to go back here. And we need to take two of these wires. Let's unplug the battery. Oh, let's unplug the professor. Disconnect. Disconnect. Let's have no power to the ship when we're doing this. Okay. We're going to switch two of these wires. We're going to take the red one.
Telemetry lost.
Plug that one into there. And plug this one into here. And we will put this all back together. Oh, I love that snap. It still snaps like it did when it was brand new, even though it was busted to pieces. Okay, let's plug it back into the professor. We'll go back to the laptop. Back to connect. Plug the battery in. Go to outputs. Go here. I understand the risks. Prop is off. Now, our little nut should go back. And it did. And we got the brake on. Everything is good. We can disconnect. Disconnect from there. And yeah, it's going to weigh a little bit more than it did before. But the CG is still way tail heavy. Way tail heavy. This plane, I don't know what. Why? Why is it so damn tail heavy? I mean, how much camera do they expect you to put up in the front? It's crazy. It's too tail heavy. It's been that way since the beginning. Okay, we disconnected. Let's disconnect that. Let's disconnect this. Let's get this out of this very fragile port there.
Telemetry
And
lost.
turn that off. And go back to, number that one. There we go. Gosh, I can't get it together. What have you guys been talking about? Yeah, it's the Arthur Dank edition. It's been crashed to snow and snow packed back into a plane. We're going to use E6000 to finish gluing the couple pieces that I have left. I did use some E6000. Oh, I used E6000 to glue down the flight controller plate that I also designed that's up on Thingiverse. Very hard design. It took like 5 minutes. Anyway, E6000 and Hot Snot made this plane work. Get back together. I think we'll be able to fly it. I might need to check that servo a little bit better. I need to clear out this channel where the wing sticks together at the very top. There's a little blob right there. Beyond that, the couple pieces I have to E6000 is the battery tray and this door over here. The canopy should fit on. Let's just test the canopy. It doesn't fit like the back one, but it does still go on. Oh, I'm going to have to trim that. It fit on fine before I put the VTX antenna in. There. There it is with the canopy on. So it all goes back together. It will fly again, which will be nice. Okay, so that's it, folks. It's 11 o'clock. Chris, Robert, Kevin, Andy, that other guy that came on for a couple smiley faces. Yeah, I'm glad you guys all came to watch. I'll be back next Wednesday. I hope to actually have maybe some talk about I flew a plane, and the simple stick still needs to be maidened. Here it is. It's all ready to go. The next project, well, it's either going to be the Twin Explorer, the new version of the Twin Explorer, or with the experimental airline style wing that I have up there, or it's going to be the repair of question mark plane back there that it was also crashed. It's going to be one of those two, I think. The Twin Explorer is going to be an iNav twin with landing gear, so that'll be interesting. An inch more nose in the battery would have taken care of the CG instead of adding weight. I totally agree. They should have extended the nose out some more. So they should have made the mold so it came out and pushed the battery up. I agree. And Painless, I thought he was the dude who consulted on this. I'm surprised he didn't have a bunch of CG issues and say, look, let's fix the CG somehow. But maybe he was, they told him, look, you're dealing with manufacturers. They tell you what they're going to do, and sometimes you ask for stuff and they just say no. That could have happened too. All right, you guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys stay warm up there in Canada. We missed all the snow this winter. All these winter storms went past us. Nothing. We got nothing except a little bit of cold weather, and I'm babbling on. I'm glad you guys all came to watch, and I will see you next Wednesday. Thanks for watching.